Distributing the rock, Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors go up against the Toronto Raptors and their ultra finesse big man, Andrea Bargnani. Warriors, Raptors, on net.
We'll see the Golden State Warriors and the Toronto Raptors. 2K Sports and the NBA welcomes you to our broadcast. Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg. Now Golden State's starting five. Monte and Curry in the backcourt. David Lee and Andres Viadrich up front and right. And for Toronto, they've got Amir Johnson. Barbosa is out there with Calderon. Then it's Kleza and Bargnani. These Raptors, Clark, they couldn't sneak into the playoffs at the end of last season. They were right there, were in prime position, but they just could not finish the deal.
And you know, Chris Bosh called out the team's effort down the stretch. He just wasn't pleased at all with the lack of intensity. That they played those games with.
Here is Calderon. Now let's find out what head coach Don Nelson had to say to Doris Burke. Doris?
Kevin, as far as the offensive strategy, he told me the great thing about coaching this team is that he doesn't necessarily need to draw up any fancy strategy because these guys are so smart at that end of the floor. Today, it's more a matter of giving them a few basic ideas and letting them do the rest. Gentlemen?
Thank you, Doris. So shooting is certainly on the menu early in this one.
Well, when you get right down to it, that's the name of the game. You've got to put the ball in the basket.
And to that point about intensity, if you're playing in games where it's win and you get in, I mean, you pretty much got to play with a playoff intensity in the regular season.
And that has to come from the players, Kevin. I mean, the coaches only can do so much. The players have to hold themselves and each other accountable to bring that effort all the time.
Jay Triano, the Raptors head coach, the first Canadian-born coach, Clark, in the NBA.
And he's been intimately involved in Canadian basketball for a long time, Kevin. He played for the national team from 78 to 88, and he also coached the national team from 98 to 2005.
And that one misses. He hits the second from the line. And Clark Triano's first full season as coach of the Raptors, a little bit rocky.
Yeah, defense was a concern, but that's not always just the coach. The players have to take some responsibility for that as well. And I think Jay is going to do a good job getting this team back on track.
Here's Curry. It's blocked. Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, what do you have?
Well, guys, in an offseason where the Warriors weren't expected to be players in free agency, they end up acquiring a great player, David Lee, in a sign and trade with the New York Knicks. Lee, fourth in the league in rebounding last season, fills a need for a team that ranked dead last in that category. He's also great in the pick and roll. Guys, he and Steph Curry will be given every opportunity to develop their chemistry with that.
They could make a great tandem. Thanks, Doris. Now Calderon. After the missed three from Stephen Curry. Here's Curry. 37 seconds left in the first quarter. Fires from the elbow. Ellis can't get it to go. It's been a quick start here for Toronto. Let's loose for three. Barbosa's shot is off. And the Warriors off to a slow start here. Looking for their first basket of the game. Knocked loose. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for two. He'll get Stephen Curry.
That's his second personal foul. Second team foul. At the line for the Raptors, Leandro Barbosa. 2 shots.
And the first one drops. Both teams will make substitutions. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. And it's the Warriors with the ball. Can they get it? From deep. No good on that last second attempt there. That's going to do it for the first quarter. Raptors lead by 7.
They're playing lockdown D, Kevin. As a coach, you can't ask for anything more.
And we'll get back to the action right after this. Now the second quarter about to start. Here's Curry. Well, most of the Eastern Conference teams struggled against the West, and the Raptors were no different.
Yeah, Kevin, they're only 11 and 19 in interconference matchups, and certainly that hurt them. That's a record that you want to try to get around 500 or better.
So on the floor for Golden State to begin this second quarter. They've got Brandon Wright. Steph Curry's out there with Charlie Bell. Then there's Udo and Williams. Now let's check in with the third member of our crew, Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, guys, some exciting changes in Golden State. Some talented new players to be sure, but also new ownership. For the Warriors, only one playoff appearance in the last 16 seasons, the worst of any team in the league. During that span, a winning percentage ahead of only the Los Angeles Clippers. The Warriors faithful so hoping that the new leadership can help steer the organization towards more consistent success. Guys, these great fans certainly deserve it.
No doubt about that. Thank you, Doris. And Clark, what makes the Western Conference so different?
Well, you always start with really good players, which leads to having really good teams out there. The Eastern Conference teams actually have it easier from a travel standpoint going west, so you certainly can't look at that as a problem.
Now DeRozan, after the missed three from Stephen Curry. Open look. Kept alive. Weems, he's guarded by Williams. Weems, scooped up.
Good job hustling here. I mean, making the extra effort. When you're down, you have to do all of the little things, Kevin.
And they do have a slight disadvantage on the boards. Here's Jack. 7-point differential. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And Curry picks him up defensively. Here's DeRozan. It's a little short, but gets the friendly roll.
Nice speed. That's the way to keep the ball moving.
And it's the Warriors with the ball. 9-point game. Udo backs in. Here's White. And again, it's the Warriors missing. Jack with it. 1 second left. And that's off as he tries to beat the buzzer. And the first half is now in the books.
Checking out the game Jose Calderon is having. He's got 4 points, and he's got his hand on one shot for a block.
Live from Toronto, we'll see you in just a moment.
It's halftime on a Thursday. You know what that means. Time for your HP halftime report. Toronto leading against Golden State. They've played gritty D and have been hauling in the defensive rebounds. A good start for Jose Calderon. And also Leandro Barbosa. Great work from him as well. And the Warriors are still in it, going all out. Their three-point shooting hasn't showed up yet. They're bombing away, but haven't been able to hit the mark. Stephen Curry hasn't been able to get it going. He'll be happy to change baskets, even told his coach the lid was on that side of the court. Thanks so much for tuning in. Now let's get you back out to the start of the third quarter. I'm Damon Bruce. So long, everyone.
The second half just about to get underway. Here's Curry. No points for him. But the Warriors were just dismal on the road last season, only mustering 8 wins away from Oakland.
Yeah, and for as great as they can be at home, they were just as flat on the road last year. I mean, they were wrought by injuries, but they have to be better than that on the road. And I think they will be. They've got a nice young nucleus there.
Calderon is out there with Barbosa. Then it's Bargnani. Then it's Glazer and Johnson. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. Raptors leading by 9. Here is Calderon. Takes it up. And he drops it in on the layup. He has 6. And with the Warriors' road struggles you mentioned, how do you think they're going to get better with that?
Well, it starts with health. I mean, they've got to have Biedrins healthy, and they have to continue to see Steph Curry improve. But it starts with being healthy and then making a better effort defensively.
They are a young team, though.
They certainly are. To get back into this game, Kevin, they need to really concentrate on limiting the turnovers. I mean, it hasn't been terrible for them, but it's still hurting their cause.
You're right, Clark. When you're down, you can't just give away opportunities like that.
Well, the margin of error is much smaller when you're trailing and trying to come back, so everything is much more important. But turnovers always are self-destructive.
And Davis is checked in for Amir Johnson. Then for the Warriors, Charlie Bell's checked in for Steph Curry. Here is Calderon. 6 points for him. And it's a defensive 3-second violation.
3-second violation. At the line of the Raptors, Jose Calderon. Shooting 1.
Here's Barbosa. For 3. It's rebounded by Ellis. 44 seconds left in the third quarter. Here's Bell. And the Warriors miss again. And the Raptors with possession. A 12-point game. Calderon with it. 7 points in the game. Frames the open jumper. He's got 9. It's a 14-point game. Master Ellis over Calderon, and again no good by Golden State.
It seems like they're winning all of the hustle plays, getting all of the 50-50 balls, and they have a big advantage on the glass.
Barbosa gets the bucket.
Barbosa!
Here's Ellis. Here's Lee, and that's not going to fall for him. Buzzer sounds in a double-digit game as we end the third quarter.
19.
What can you say? Jose Calderon, an impressive effort here today.
Yeah, not flashy numbers, but his presence has definitely been felt out there. It's the little things, Kevin. He's getting them done.
It's the Raptors leading by 17. Fourth quarter getting going here. It's time for our Spark of the Game report. Let's go to Boris Burt.
Thanks, Kevin, and it's the Raptors with the Spark Award for the stretch they put together. They jumped out early with a big run in the first period, and they've protected that lead since, guys.
Great, Doris. That big scoring run being a difference maker, Clark, in this game.
Well, it often comes in spurts, Kevin. Spurtability is what I call it, and that's what happened today.
Here's Jack. On the court for Golden State here in the fourth. Monte and Curry in the backcourt. David Lee is out there with Brandon Wright and Bell. Stolen away.
And Kev, that's only his first giveaway for the game.
Here's Curry. A shot, no good. Now the Raptors take it the other way. And here is Jack. Connects from in close. Here's Ellis. 1:29 left in the fourth. Outside Curry. From deep. Another miss by Curry.
Right now being held without a point in this quarter. Goose egg. Really struggling to find any kind of open looks.
Here's Anderson. Weems defended by Bell. And it'll go the other way. The Raptors turn it over.
The line's there for a reason, young fella. Stay in the game.
Here's Ellis. Outside Curry. Defended by Jack. Jack's up a three. Another miss by Curry.
You have to question his shot selection, Kevin. Poor shots equal bricks and misses.
Rebounded by Ellis. Curry is inside. And laid up and in. Curry's got his first 2 points. Here's Jack. 32 seconds left in the game. Weems nails the easy jumper.
They're leading by double digits, and I'd say this game is essentially done.
Timeout called the Warriors. They're trailing by 19. 24 seconds left in the fourth. Clark, what do you think?
They're going to draw up a play here, but it's probably too little too late. This game is really just about out of reach.
And the Raptors going out now with a whole new group. Andres Biedrin, she is checked in for Golden State. Wright comes in for Charlie Bell. Here's Ellis. The three. And again, it's the Warriors missing. Now Calderon. And so Toronto takes this one, but by a big margin. They put on a show tonight, thoroughly controlling each end of the floor.
Hey, what more can you ask?
Thanks for joining us for this presentation of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. For Doris Burke and the whole crew, and Clark Kellogg, This is Kevin Harlan saying see you next time. But first, let's check out the Jordan Brand Player of the Game.